Ice Spice is currently on top of the world. Her fast rise to fame has been nothing short of impressive. It hasn't come without controversy. Some people have accused her of being an industry plant, while others say her music isn't good at all. Come up in the rap game has sparked a lot of debate. In this video, we'll take a closer look at her journey and the evidence from different sources that suggests there might be more going on behind the scenes in Ice Spice's sudden success.
This happened very fast for you. When did you... I mean, it seemed like over the last, 18 months is the blow?
Isis Nia Gaston, also known as Ice Spice, has quickly taken over the rap game. From chart-topping collabs with Nicki Minaj to Kanye West's daughter dressing up like her, Ice Spice has already made a big impact on hip-hop, but with such fast success, she's also faced a lot of criticism. Some people believe music executives are forcing her into the spotlight just to make money, while others say colorism has played a role in her rise. So who is Ice Spice? How did she blow up so quickly? And why is there so much controversy around her come up?
I blew up really, I would say summer 2022. I put out my first song March 2021. And then I did the On the Radar freestyle that had some momentum and stuff. And then the Munch Triller just went crazy.
Ice Spice was born on the 1st of January 2002, an African-American father and a Dominican-American mother in the Bronx, New York City, where she was raised in the Fordham Road neighborhood. Right from her childhood, they were already rap influenced. Around her, her dad was an underground rapper, which meant that she was exposed to rap from a very young age. However, in an interview with Billboard, Ice Spice admits that her father's career did not influence her to become a rapper. While I was growing, I wasn't like my father's a rapper, so I'm going to be one too. She said apart from that, her parents would play soca, Latin pop, and hip-hop. Overall, her father's background as an underground rapper meant she constantly listened to the greats such Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Wu-Tang. And interestingly, the rapper revealed that the hip-hop industry was never on her mind. Growing up, she wanted to pursue a different career. While on an interview on Hot 97, she revealed that she had her sights set on being an actress.
I didn't really ever see myself being a rapper until I guess I got older, but I always wanted to be an actress. That was my first passion, right? And I even went to an acting class and everything.
However, she would give up her dream early on in life because she was shy and intimidated by the older kids.
But I was just so shy because I was 10 and all the kids, everybody else was teenagers and stuff. And I was just intimidated by them.
Ice Spice went to school in the Bronx, and that's where her love for hip-hop first began. By the age of 7, she became a fan of rap after listening to artists like Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj. As she moved from elementary school to Sacred Heart High School, a Catholic school in Yonkers, she began writing poetry and freestyle rap. She would type lyrics on her phone, play hip-hop instrumentals, and rap out loud for fun. She graduated from Sacred Heart in 2018 and later attended Purchase College, State University of New York at Purchase, where she studied communications. Her goal was to get into broadcast journalism or podcasting. While in college, she met a music producer named Riot USA through a mutual friend, and that connection would eventually change her life. Both Ice Spice and Riot were attending Purchase College. When things began to shift in her sophomore year, she decided to drop out. She didn't live on campus and had to commute, which became exhausting. On top of that, she didn't feel like college was the right place for her. In her own words, "I left because I felt like I was in the wrong place." Even after leaving school, she stayed close with Riot. She started sending him freestyle recordings over gritty drill beats like Chef G's No Suburban. That's when Riot created a custom beat for what would become Ice Spice's first song, Bully Freestyle, which she released on SoundCloud in March 2021. From there, her momentum started building fast even before the song dropped. Ice was already going viral. A video of her doing the Bus It challenge blew up on Twitter, so by the time she dropped Bully Freestyle, people were already paying attention. On the first day, the song was featured on Apple Music's New York playlist. In her words, "The first day I dropped it, it got playlisted on a pretty big playlist. I was just excited and felt motivated." She and Riot kept working together and building a catalog. They ended 2021 with the release of No Clarity in November, which went on to rack up over 2 million streams on Spotify and more than 10 million views on YouTube. But this was also when the controversy began. Even though the song was doing big numbers, the like to dislike ratio on YouTube raised eyebrows. The comments were split. Some fans showed love and praised her talent. One wrote, "Her flows are crazish, really switches it up on every song." Another added, super creative, talented, and always brings good vibes. But not everyone was impressed. Some of the top comments mocked the song and had harsh things to say about her music and style. One fan joked that Ice Spice's music was getting us out the hood, just moving us across the street. Another said, "This goes hard when no one's even rapping." But among all the reactions, there was one thing that stood out in the Ice Spice wasn't afraid to twerk throughout the entire video. It quickly became a signature move in many of her music videos. What's interesting is that while the song was about heartbreak, the visuals didn't match the lyrics. One fan wrote, "I've never seen someone express so much emotion by twerking." Another added, "No auto-tune, no crazy shenanigans, just straight up music." Comment alone received over 30,000 likes and more than 400 replies. It's no secret that nudity and sex appeal are powerful tools in the entertainment industry. They've been used in advertising and music for decades. A 2011 study called Sexual Objectification in Music Videos found that female artists are objectified more than men, and they often use provocative outfits and dance moves to attract attention, so it's not surprising that Ice Spice is using similar tactics, just like Nicki Minaj did in her Anaconda video, where she and her dancers twerked the entire time. But even with that, Ice Spice's rise can't just be explained by her music videos alone. After all, if it was only about visuals, her audio streams wouldn't be doing so well. On Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, her numbers continue to climb, and it's not like this strategy is new. Many female artists have done it before. If anything, her videos have received more jokes and criticism than praise. Yes, the visuals may bring in views, but it's the music that keeps people coming. After releasing Bully Freestyle, Ice Spice continued dropping new tracks, but at one point she deleted some of them. She admitted that the hate was getting to her, in her own words. "Everybody started talking. I was actually nervous to put music out because people were talking so much. I realized they were talking stuff because the first song was received well. People only love you when nobody else does. Once other people start to love you, people have to Hateto balance it." Out in early 2022, she dropped Name of Love and Euphoric, both of which have since gained more than 3 million views each on YouTube. Fans were showing more support in the comments, and her momentum kept building. By May 2022, she performed on Off the Radar Radio, and just 1 month later, everything would change. That's when Ice Spice really stepped into the spotlight.
I was really trying to rhyme a word with lunch. And I just said lunch for like the first time.
This was the moment everything changed for Ice Spice when she dropped Munch. The song blew up fast and instantly put her on everyone's radar. A leaked DM from Drake showed him giving her major props and promising to play her song on his SiriusXM radio show, and just like that, Munch got a massive boost when he actually played it. From there, the song went viral on Twitter and TikTok, eventually charting on Billboard's Hot R&B hip-hop songs and bubbling under Hot 100 big names. Meek Mill, Kali, and Cardi B even dropped their own unofficial remixes. Drake didn't stop there, flew Ice Spice and her team out to Toronto, and they were seen hanging out at OVO Fest. At that point, it was clear Ice Spice was next up. Drake is known for co-signing rising stars. His team has a sharp eye for early talent, and his influence can launch entire careers, but his connection with Ice Spice didn't come without controversies. Some people started asking if she was an industry plant, especially as the hype around her rise kept growing. Despite all the attention, not everyone was feeling Munch. The music video hit over 46 million views on World Star Hip Hop, but the like-to-dislike ratio told a different story. The comment section was full of jokes and hate, one top comment said. Turning the volume all the way down with this one, another read. She never disappoints. When it comes to disappointing, that comment alone got over 22,000 likes, proof that a lot of people agreed. Clips of her live performances didn't help either. The crowd reactions were dull, and people just weren't vibing. So the question became, was the hate real, or were people just hating if so many disliked the music? Why was it everywhere? Why was she still getting radio play, brand deals, and major show invites? Some argued her branding and marketing were just too strong to ignore. Others said her lighter skin tone played a role in her rise. Something that's been debated in hip-hop for years. And some went as far as saying her entire come-up was manufactured. She was a textbook industry plant. Whatever the truth is, one thing's clear. Ice Spice is not just a one-hit wonder since Munch. She's dropped records with Nicki Minaj and even Taylor Swift. Love her or hate her, her team's branding and strategy are top tier, and people are starting to take notice, but before we dive deeper into her marketing genius, let's rewind and talk about the man behind it all. Her manager, James Roseman Jr. Roseman Jr. isn't new to the music business, he grew up in it. His father is the infamous James Roseman, better known as Jimmy Henchman. Jimmy Henchman made his name managing legends like Mike Tyson, and in 1996 he founded Henchman Entertainment, which later became the powerhouse Czar Entertainment. Under his leadership, Czar managed artists like The Game, Brandy Shawn, Kingston, Gucci Mane, and Akon, but things took a dark turn on October 25, 2013. Jimmy Henchman was sentenced to life in prison for drug trafficking, obstruction of justice, firearms violations, and leading a massive international cocaine operation. So yeah, Ice Spice's manager definitely knows the industry, rumor has. Roseman Jr. discovered Ice Spice long before she went viral and quietly groomed her for success using calculated marketing strategies. There's even speculation that she signed with 10K Projects and Capitol Records before Munch dropped it, but the label deal was kept quiet to make it look like she secured it after the song blew up. And when you look at her brand, everything adds up. Ice Spice's image is instantly recognizable. Her curly red afro isn't just a hairstyle, it's a signature. She's rocked it in nearly all her videos, and it sets her apart. No one else in rap is doing it, and it works. Even Kanye West's daughter was spotted wearing the red afro, and fans instantly made the comparison. Her jewelry is also part of her unique image. While most rappers rock the usual chains and rings, some use their jewelry to reinforce their brand. Take King Von, for example. His music was about a block, and his chains made sure you knew it. Ice Spice has done the same. Her chain is one of a kind, tailored to her identity. Everything about her public image, from the hair to the branding to the moves behind the scenes, has been tightly controlled and perfectly marketed. Sources claim that Ice Spice's custom diamond chain cost a whopping $100,000. The standout piece features an animated version of her face, complete with her signature curly afro covered in diamonds. It's flashy, instantly recognizable, and fits her image perfectly. All that branding and image work by her team seemed to pay off. In January 2023, Ice Spice released her debut EP, which earned a 7.6 rating from Pitchfork, a solid score. Just a month later, she teamed up with Lil J on the tribute track Gangsta Boo, which became her first song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, debuting at number 82. That same month, she dropped the remix of Pink and Theoris's song Boy's a Liar PT2. It exploded, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, her highest charting single to date. In April, she joined forces with Nicki Minaj on the Princess Diana remix, which reached number 4, giving Ice Spice her second top 10 hit. But she wasn't done. Also appeared on Taylor Swift's remix of Karma, which peaked at number 2 by mid-2023. Ice Spice had more top 5 singles on the Billboard Hot 100 than any other artist that year. It was officially her breakout moment. Naturally, with all this rapid success, people began to question how organic her rise really was. Was it pure talent, or was something else going on behind the scenes? Many fans started pointing out what they saw as red flag signs that Ice Spice may have had industry backing from the start. Even though some of her songs were heavily criticized online, she still had major media support. Pitchfork's 7.6 score for her EP raised eyebrows, especially since they gave Kanye West's Donda a 6.0 and 50 Cent's classic Get Rich or Die Trying just a 7.0. That's despite Get Rich or Die Trying selling over 12 million copies, and Donda debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with over 300,000 album equivalent units. Ice Spice's EP, in contrast, sold just 15,000 units in its first week, despite her songs racking up more than 50 million Spotify streams. Some argued it was just her first project and had only 6 tracks. But with an audience that large, many expected better numbers. Then there's the timing of her big-name collaborations. On the surface, it looked like they came after the EP dropped. But many fans believe she had already signed with 1OK Projects and Capitol Records before the releasing, that her team simply waited to announce the deal to make her success appear more natural. One of the biggest things that raised suspicion was the production quality of her music videos. Most artists start with low-budget visuals and upgrade as they grow. But Ice Spice's videos were high budget right out of the gate, suggesting she had serious financial backing early on. Then there's the team around her. We've already covered her manager James Rosemond. AR, who comes from a family with deep roots in the music industry, but her producer Riot USA is also connected, although the two reportedly met in college. Riot wasn't just any aspiring producers. The son of legendary DJ Enough is best known as the Notorious B, IG's official road DJ, and played a major role in breaking artists like 50 Cent, Kanye West, and Future. He's also a longtime personality at Hot 97 and currently works as their mix show coordinating what songs get radio play, so it's not far-fetched to think. Riot may have leveraged his father's connections to land Ice Spice early media exposure, including interviews on Hot 97 right after her EP release. And remember when Drake flew Ice Spice and her team out to Toronto after the release of Munch? Fans thought she was about to sign with OVO Sound, but that didn't happen and things took a strange turn when Drake suddenly unfollowed her on Instagram. Whatever caused the fallout, it left fans wondering just how real the industry support around her really was.
It's been speculated that Drake unfollowed you afterwards. Do you want to tell us some tea on that?
He did. I don't know why though.
Drake further fueled the rift between the two after he dropped the track Back Outside Boys in the song Drake Raps. She attend trying to rap It's Good on Me. There was wide speculation that the dig was towards Ice Spice, the female rapper scene. To confirm that the disc was directed at her, as she took to Twitter to respond shortly after the track dropped. At least I'm a 10, she tweeted. So what sparked this rift between the two? One of the theories that have been floated around the industry was that Drake had tried to sleep with him. However, she quickly shut that down in an interview. According to her, Drake was always surrounded by pretty girls all day and knew how to act around them.
Yeah, like, of course. I mean, he sees beautiful girls all day, you know what I'm saying? Like, to some, you know, it's like nothing to some people. Like,
right.
Some niggas know how to act around a baddie. You'd be surprised.
So, if that wasn't the real reason Drake dissed her, another rumor suggested the Toronto rapper had tried to sign Ice Spice to OVO Sound. However, when she arrived in Canada, it was discovered she was already signed to another label, something that hadn't yet been made public. Remember, the two were spotted together in Toronto in August, but it wasn't until October that news broke she had signed a $3 million deal with 1OK Projects. This made many believe she was already secretly signed. The scenes, if that deal had been revealed earlier, it would have only fueled the narrative that she was an industry plant. Looking at her label also raises some interesting points. 1OK Projects isn't just another music label, it's deeply connected to some of the most powerful people in the music industry. It was founded by Elliot Grang in 2016. Elliot is the son of Lucian Grang, the chairman and CEO of Universal Music Group. If you don't know, Lucian is often referred to as the most powerful person in the music industry. Coincidentally, rapper 6ix9ine and is also signed to 1OK Projects. That's important because it might help explain how Ice Spice landed a major feature with Nicki Minaj. That collaboration might not have happened simply because she's talented, but because she's connected to the right people. After 6ix9ine was released from jail following his infamous snitching case, the first artist he collaborated with was Nicki Minaj. It was a move to revive his image after being labeled a rat in the hip-hop world. Daniel Hernandezaka, 6ix9ine became famous for his rainbow hair and face tattoos, but he became infamous for snitching on both himself and his crew. On November 18, 2018, 6ix9ine and 4 associates were arrested and hit with federal RICO and firearms charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and armed robbery. They all faced life in prison. He was allegedly part of a violent set of the Bloods known as the 9 Trey Gangsters. While he initially pleaded not guilty, he later cooperated with the feds. He admitted to ordering a hit on another rapper after beefing with Chief Keef on Linafering. $20,000 to gang member Kintia McKenzie to carry out the shooting. McKenzie fired shots outside the W Hotel in Manhattan, but luckily no one was injured. Later, McKenzie reportedly met with 6ix9ine and his manager Shotty to receive $10,000 for the job. Authorities were already watching closely. 6ix9ine's lyrics were used as evidence revealing gang activity and criminal conspiracies. Prosecutors even played parts of his breakout single Gummo during trial. In another moment, they played Kuda, which 6ix9ine said he named after one of his homies. Prosecutors even pulled up transcripts of 6ix9ine's lyrics, claiming they showed how damaged he really was. But it didn't stop there. Didn't just snitch on himself. As part of his plea deal, 6ix9ine had to take down other gang members too. He pointed out fellow 9 Trey members who appeared in the Gummo and Kuda music videos and implicated others in violent crimes like assaults and kidnappings. He cooperated with the authorities. 6ix9ine and got a much lighter sentence. Instead of facing all 9 charges, he was sentenced to just 2 years. Sand was later released early due to COVID-19 concerns in prison. Many thought 6ix9ine's career was over after that. Fans and rappers across the industry distanced themselves, and anyone working with him was expected to face heavy backlash, but there are some artists in the game who are bulletproof. Nicki Minaj is one of them. She was bold enough to be the first artist to collaborate with 6ix9ine in after his releasing. Surprisingly, it didn't damage her career. Life went on and fans slowly began accepting 6ix9ine again. Despite his trolling antics, he still drops songs that rack up millions of views on YouTube. So it's no shock that Nicki Minaj later collaborated with Ice Spice on Princess Diana. It was Ice Spice's first major feature, and Nicki was the perfect cosign to elevate her to the next level. Remember had just dropped her EP, which did pretty well, but was that enough to land one of the biggest female rappers in the world? Nicki even called Ice Spice the princess of rap. But the connection to her record label 1OK Projects might explain more months after that collab. Ice Spice was getting serious industry attention even from the Kardashians. She hung out with Kim Kardashian and North West. Kanye West's daughter North even rocked Ice Spice's signature red curly hair and posted a TikTok lip-syncing to her verse from Boys a Liar PT2. Although Kim deleted the video The Damageer, promotion was already done. Ice Spice had just been introduced to one of the biggest fan bases on the planet, and ironically, the deletion made it spread even more. Another reason people think Ice Spice might be an industry plan is DJ Akademiks. While it's true that he talks about whoever's trending, he constantly mentions Ice Spice, and when you dig deeper, you'll find something interesting. Akademiks once revealed that 1OK Projects had hired him before for a PR strategy involving 6ix9ine. In his words, Elliot Graying, the label's owner, approached him and asked for help, making 6ix9ine go viral again after his fall from grace. That deal sets a precedent, and now people wonder if Akademiks is playing a similar behind-the-scenes role in boosting Ice Spice.
6ix9ine went from a rapper who was on the brink of being shelved and dropped on a label. It's 10K Projects. He wanted my advice. He said, "What do you think we should do?"
Akademiks advised the music executive to put 6ix9ine's song Gooba out and then put him on interviews to explain his side of the story. However, as Akademiks narrated in the interview, no one in the hip-hop industry wanted anything to do with the rapper. He had become an outcast. Only one man would do the job. Only one man could give 6ix9ine a platform to begin his journey to redemption. That man was none other than DJ Akademiks.
They called me back 5-6 days later, and we tried to get him an interview with everybody for him to explain his side. Nobody wants to do it. I said, "What? That's our song." Nobody wants to touch it with 10 feet.
Elliot then asked DJ Akademiks to give 6ix9ine the interview. Akademiks must have been paid good money by 1OK Projects because he eventually gave 6ix9ine a platform. Now this ties in perfectly with Ice Spice, since she is part of 1OK Projects. It would be no surprise if DJ Akademiks was constantly making her a topic of conversation because he was being paid by 10K Projects. If she has access to rappers like Nicki, who helped 6ix9ine get his career back on track, then she most definitely had access to Akademiks' influence in the hip-hop industry. There you have it. These are the reasons why many people in the industry do not believe that the rise of Ice Spice is as organic as people want it to seem, although there is no denying that she is getting millions of views and plays across various platforms. There are still doubts about her come up. According to them, there is something fishy about how she became an instant hit almost from nowhere, but you be the judge. Do you think that Ice Spice is an industry plant, or has her growth been organic? The bigger question is whether or not the rapper will sustain this in the long run, or will she fall off?